Hey, what's going on? E. Jones, special edition, bottom to the top hoops. I'm here with the man himself.
Black Elvis, we in the building.
Yes, sir. Championship DNA. We waited to do this show until today, which is Monday, the day after the NBA Finals, so we could dive deeply into the end of the NBA bubble, which was successful in terms of their initiative for bringing about information on social justice,
Yes.
information about education reform, and information about the criminal justice system, and making people aware of the things that are happening with that, along with keeping players safe and being able to execute a full, a shortened NBA season with a championship. And they did that. So kudos to Adam Silver and the NBA staff. But the LA Lakers are now champions again. Elvis Blount, a.k.a. the Black Elvis, what say you, my friend?
Yes. First things first, I want to give a big shout out to the LA organization for spending that money and going unquiet to get AD. Because once they got AD, I knew it was movie time.
Copy.
Like LeBron's never played with a player as good as AD. So I was able to literally say, if they don't get it in the first year, which is reality, the second year, a little time to jail, it's money time.
Well, truth be told, this is the first year, isn't it?
I really don't want to believe that.
This is year one because they got AD last year, and they brought him here to get a championship, and they did that in year one.
Wow.
Because
now I'm an LA fan, and it was like I was in denial. I was like, nah, he did a year because it just don't happen like that.
Man, let me tell you this. It's a testament to what the Lakers have been able to do. It's a testament to LeBron James' greatness in his 17th year. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Another Finals MVP, another championship. What is this, 10 Finals appearances? This is 10. He was 3 for 9, and now he's 4 for 10 in the Finals. So to be in the Finals 10 times is an accomplishment in and of itself. And now he closes that gap. Next is, so he's tied with Shaq, right? Now he's chasing after that elusive fifth with Kobe and Magic and Kareem and those guys. And then obviously Jordan, and then surpassing Jordan, you're in Bill Russell category. And believe it or not, guys like Steve Kerr have 6 as a player, as well as Robert Horry. So let's go first things first. Let's go back to the series and Miami. Let's give them a big shout out and hats off to a team.
Absolutely.
That was kind of I felt like the Lakers were a better team, but they probably didn't have their best opportunity to compete because they were unhealthy, but they still showed themselves well. So do you look at them as somebody who took advantage of the pandemic and was able to kind of squeeze into the finals, or do you look at them as a formidable opponent to kind of continue this path to potentially being a perennial championship contender?
Definitely. The Heat made some leadway this year. I really believe as an organization, they really believe now they deserve to be there.
Okay, now with their young talent and Jimmy Butler kind of spearheading everything, do you see them having to add a piece or two? Do you think another big is the missing piece? What do you see as something that would kind of close the gap to the Lakers that the Heat could add to their mix to make them a more formidable opponent for the Lakers potentially in the championship series?
I really like what Miami did as far as their chemistry and their pieces. They got some good, solid pieces. What I do see is if they could take Adebayo off the 5 and put him at the 4, oh, man, I think he'd be a beast. Right. But, he's 6'9", but because he plays big and he plays aggressive, you can put him at the 5. But he's going up every night against 7-footers. Imagine if he's going up against 6'8", 6'7". You're going to see the difference in his game because he's not like he's really a shooter, but he's kind of a stretch 4 because he can put the ball on the floor a little bit. So they could get scary if they get another add a big.
Right, right. Okay. So now let's keep the focus on what the focus is on, and that's the Lakers being the champions.
Oh,
You called it in 5. They did it in 6. One more game, no big deal, right? You guys got it done. What did you see in the championship game, which was kind of a runaway from LeBron from the beginning? I saw something specific in the beginning that gave me an idea that they were kind of going to win. What did you see from LeBron?
he was aggressive.
Okay. Well, the one thing that I saw was you saw LeBron being really demonstrative in Game 5. You know, the celebration, the muscles, the jumping around, the chest bumps. Game 6, you saw a really business-like attitude, especially from the beginning. It was like controlled intensity. It was like, I hear all of y'all. I know y'all saying I should have took that shot. But you know what? I'm gonna just shut the naysayers down, and I'm going to get this done because I'm tired of y'all talking, including me, because I thought he should have taken a shot, right? At the end of the day, that's how I'm wired. And I'm going to say this with respect to LeBron. He is who he is. He's some of Michael Jordan. He's some of Kobe Bryant. He's some of Magic Johnson. And he doesn't feel that he has to answer to me, you, or anybody with respect to how he's been taught and how he plays the game, which I respect. And I'm not mad at him because he has done that over his career in terms of making the right play, which he did again. I would prefer, as the best player in the game, for you to take the last shot, even if it's a force, because that's my opinion. LeBron James is not subject to my opinion because what he's done over his career has proven to put him in a position far beyond most people that have played the game. So who am I or anybody else to question him? I'm just entitled to my opinion. And I feel like if he's going to be that GOAT of all time, I think that's the one thing that I would like to see him do. But it's still a conversation. So what was your opinion with respect to that Game 5 decision to pass and kind of who LeBron is as a player?
Well, it just goes back to who he is as a person. Let's start there.
Okay.
Look at the selfishness how he lives.
Mm-hmm.
So you put that ball in his hand down the stretch, and he's going to trust one of his teammates.
Right.
That's the difference between Michael Jordan, unless you triple team him, then Kerr's getting that ball in the corner. Other than that, Mike's taking that shot, and he don't care how it looks. LeBron, on the other hand, Kobe's taking that shot. But when you look at LeBron, like you said, I love when you say he's a dose. He's a dose of Magic. He's a dose of Jordan. That's why LeBron has edged out his own place in history. Because Mike is Mike. Magic is Magic. But that's what makes LeBron who LeBron is. Everybody knows, hands down, he's supposed to take the last shot. But guess what he will do? He will make the right play.
And I'm going to say this, Al. I'm guilty of it. I know you may be. We want people to be who we want them to be. And we won't allow or accept them just for who they are. And, you know, there's an education to be had by all of us to say, you know what? We just got to just stop the comparison so much. Appreciate Mike for everything that Mike did and Kobe for who he was. But, you know, it's barbershop material, right? It's communication about who's the best and who's the greatest. That's the stuff we love to do. But you know, just in the grand scheme of things, appreciating LeBron for being such a great player and maximizing on his talent. But what we want the perfect player. And that doesn't exist, right? Because Kobe doesn't have the ability to see the floor and pass like LeBron. LeBron might not have the mid-range game as Kobe. Kobe might not have the post-up game as Mike. But let's just appreciate them as opposed to comparing them so much. It's going to happen, but I'm just saying from a perspective point, LeBron is great, Kobe's great, Mike is great. You can compare them if you want to, but at the end of the day, these guys have transcended the game. And from LeBron's perspective, he's inspired a generation of people, not only from basketball, but from a social activism, from an education standpoint, and just from a social standpoint about what it means to represent your community as an athlete. he's the poster child for that. So salute to him and the Lakers for that championship.
Definitely, definitely. So how we doing it? We doing it like Charles and Ernie and them? We taking a break because the season is over? How we going about this? Now, this is live action for the people. We having this discussion for y'all.
No.
He said no.
Yo, man. You know what? You know, with this podcast, just so you guys know, and we'll give you some insight, this started off as an idea. This started off as a business opportunity to promote the City Legends Invitational a couple of years ago. Starting at St. Raymond's High School, big shout out to Coach George Lopez for opening his doors, and then Wadley and a couple of Brooklyn Collegiate. And then we figured we had something, right, Al?
Absolutely.
It turned into a business partnership, an amazing friendship, and growth opportunities, and so many people have benefited from it. And, you know, at some point we will take a break. But the reason why my opinion is to not take a break is because I think that in this time of the pandemic, in this time where people need voices, in time where the election's coming up, in the time where kids might not have sports, people want to know what to do, what can I do? Like my son's missing out, my daughter's missing out on college opportunities. I feel like that's information that we have that we can disseminate through this platform that people can benefit from. So I feel more of a responsibility for education rather than a platform for entertainment.
Wow. You threw me in the ocean. I thought we was like Ernie and Charles and Shaq. We was taking a 2-3 week break. Back to live action next Monday, y'all.
What's your feeling though, Al?
Hey, I'm a producer. I'm like Ernie and I'm like, okay, we need a break, 3 weeks. Then we back to live action. But right. That's why I wanted to do it on air. It's totally on you because, you know, for one, you are producing it too. You know what I mean? You're making this happen. So, and one good thing about it is you're the host. So if I'm in my bag and I don't feel like it, you can hold it down.
Right.
Because that's what you do.
Hey, listen, man, we can start bringing guests back. We can do whatever we want. And we want to let you guys know, since we're talking about things on the show, shout out to my guy, Black Elvis, stepping up and stepping in on the show and doing this on a virtual platform and being able to hold it down. This is now episode 36 that you've co-hosted, man. And
I never wanted to be on camera. That's crazy.
And you've done a formidable job, man, and I appreciate it. And we really didn't want to be like, you know, anybody else. We didn't want to do, you know, Instagram Live. We didn't want to do guests through this platform. We wanted to just kind of keep it with our opinions and our insight and just be authentic to who we are. You know, we are bottom to the top hoops. And, you know, we started off doing in person with our guests. And when we bring guests back, we kind of really want to do that. Unless it's a special situation that just calls for it, you know, we'll make the exception. But that is the reasoning behind us going to this virtual platform. And my guy, my co-host, the Black Elvis, stepping in. So salute to you, brother, and thank you for doing that.
Man, I just want to thank you for one, man. When the pandemic hit, for the people that don't know, I was like, oh, okay, it's a wrap. He was like, what you mean? I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to check out this Zoom thing because, you know, I'll be doing it with the Wizards, so I'll get back to you. The next week, he put it together, and we've been filming ever since. So nothing stopped. So I want to give a shout out to you, man. I want to give a shout out to you because you just knew that the platform, the feedback that we was getting was good and positive. And you said, nah, El, we on to something. We can't stop now while we rolling.
Right.
You know, so kudos to you, brother. That's why you need a team. For people who don't understand, man, when you start to slow down, that's what your teammate does. He's supposed to encourage you. Let's go. No, we almost there. And that's what it's about, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So before we wrap up, I want to do something special, Al. This is October, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and my mom's is a survivor. So shout out to moms for fighting that good fight and beating breast cancer. Marilyn Jones, I love you dearly, and you're my hero. So all of the people out there fighting the good fight, and if you have people that have been affected, if you're fighting now, you know, we support you. We're going to do something special at the end of the month. We're going to do some breast cancer awareness shirts for Bottom to the Top Hoops. We'll wear that on air. So, man, if you know somebody in the fight, if you can donate to some kind of a cause, we'll have something at the end of the month where, you know, we're tying some of what we do and some of the proceeds of our events so it's going to go to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're going to have a special edition shirt we're doing for sale that we're going to be bringing out at the end of the month. So definitely want to stay conscious and aware. I'm doing this in the spirit of my mom and the many people that we've lost and the people who are currently fighting for breast cancer awareness. So shout out to my brother D. Jones, who always kind of stays on top of me for making sure that, you know, I'm keeping that at the forefront in the midst of my busy schedule. You know, shout out to the whole family who supports me, man, because, you know, we're always running like a chicken with our head cut off, Ellen. People don't understand the magnitude of how many people pull us in different directions. And when you have that, you know, your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your significant other, my wife, they have to be willing to accept and support those things. And it's not easy, man. So those people definitely need to be saluted and shouted out. So I'll give you the last word, brother.
I just want to shout out my family and tell them to just stay strong. You know, we lost a family member, Amon, 40 years old, man. So I just want to tell the people, diabetes is real. Don't play with diabetes, man. Eat right, exercise, because he died at 40, man. And I just want to, like I said, I just want to tell my family to stay strong. You know, I was going to try to use that as an excuse, you know, like not to shoot today, E. But one thing I can honestly say is when you have a good partner, man, you know, they'll put you in a position where you're comfortable enough to keep on pushing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well said, brother. This is a great episode for a couple of different reasons, man. And I think we've shared insight, we've lended perspective, and you know, we've given you guys some exclusive information, as well as shared some heartfelt information that is personal to us. Thank you for consuming the content. Thank you for being valued and appreciated. Subscribers, continue to spread the word, man. This is Bottom to the Top Hoops. Big shout out to E. Jones, Jerry Ice, and a special shout out to my man Chu Smith that brought the Team Chu down this weekend to play against OSL. We'll give you more information on that in weeks to come. So peace, man. We signing off. You got the last word, brother. Who you shouting out?
Well, first things first. How we looking with that training? We got an exclusive training. Well, I guess we do have content. You know, I'm thinking it's just NBA, but you know, I guess we do have some good content we can bring to people's way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's coming up.
All right. So I just want to shout out. You already know. Shout out to the team. You know, like I said, shout out to my family. Y'all stay strong. More importantly, you already know, shout out to the man above. Shout out to God, the man who makes it all happen.
Yes, sir.